Hello guys and welcome to today's video. It's about this lovely looking 70s retro Taucher 2 from Heinrich watches. Now that's a bit of a mouthful and forgive my awful pronunciation, but it's a German watch from a German man and it's made in Germany. If you just want to have the most German watch you could possibly think of on your wrist, which is so different from the other kind of German brands out there, this watch is definitely for you. Or is it? There's lots of things I need to cover in this review. And we're going to cover all the little tweaks and changes that are going to happen to this watch that could possibly put it on your radar for a next micro brand purchase. So before all that, here's some more details. First things I'm going to do, guys, before I run through what I think of this watch and things you should know about, which are very interesting, I think, is the few changes that are going to be between this, which is a pre-production model, and what will be the production models, which obviously you can go and check out the link in the description to go and put your interest in, buy one. And it's important to know these changes because there are a few. So the first thing, let's get the big one out of the way, which is this rather lovely clasp. Gorgeous pelage finish on here. I do love a bit of pelage, and it's obviously a bit of a chunky clasp, and that's one of the reasons why Wolfgang says he's changing this. But it's ditching what I think is this awesome quick adjust, on the fly micro adjust, which is fantastic, and that just makes it so much easier and more comfortable. And the downside to it is obviously it's adding a lot of bulk, but I still think it should have kept that. But it's changing to a regular 2-button release with a fold-over clasp. For me, it's a very good type of generic clasp, but this had something different about it, and it's a shame. I like things that are different, that are still good, and this gives you ultimate comfort. So it's a positive and negative that this is going. I personally wish it was staying. Next thing is going to be, you can opt to have this with or without a date window. This is the dateless option. There will be a change to the date window. It will be slightly larger on the production model, so it just makes it as clear as possible to read the numbers and of course tell the date. Attention to detail is very important, especially when it's something that is synonymous with German watchmaking, and that is something which is definitely something that is being focused on with this watch, and that's what you're paying a premium for. And that narrows down as well to this gorgeous, very clever sandwiching of two materials together in this bezel insert. This is a combination of ceramic, which you can see here, the black, and stainless steel within the bezel insert. And he says the tolerances are not close enough, but honestly, I look at this and they look amazing. And he says they're going to be even tighter. Next thing, which is actually answering one of my criticisms before it's even I can even get there, is I did the lume shot on this watch. It's actually very good. It's got the Swiss grade X1 lume, and it's just poor on the hands. I say it's not poor as like a Pagani design or a Cadison or something. It's poor in comparison to the indices. So great news, the production models are going to have significantly better lume in the hands. So that's kind of knocked that complaint out the window. And the same is going to apply to my next complaint. I was going to complain that you see these end links here, they dramatically increase the length of the watch. I mean, without them, if you were to put this on a different strap, you could do, it's 20mm lug width. It's a nice stubby little watch. It's a gorgeous little case shape, very of its era. As you can imagine, it's a 70s inspired design, etc. But this first link is very unusual. It conforms there, obviously. It's got the female style end link, which gets stuck a little bit sometimes. But again, this is a prototype. Doesn't conform like you would expect a female end link watch to do so, because it's right over here. Normally it'd be right back there that you'd start to get some immediate drape around the wrist. Good news is Wolfgang has said that what they're going to do is they're going to reduce the size of this and change the angle slightly without detracting from this look. So it's subtle little upgrades to take away from the slight criticisms I can find about the immediate design elements of this watch. it's lovely to get a watch from a micro brand that's made in Germany. It's got an individual design. It's not copying anyone. With this lovely, especially this one's more of a tuxedo dial effect. The retro 70s look, which is very on trend still, this kind of theme and look, with a Labore grade Swiss movement in here, which you're going to get a movement that's going to be premium quality, that's going to have even finer tolerances compared to the more standard grades of movement. You get better finishing and tighter tolerances on the timekeeping. The movement in this is running great, and that's just a testament to even the prototypes have got a good quality movement in. It's a spec monster. The only thing you really have to pay extra for is if you want to. Apart from the meteorite dial option, which it comes with as a no-cost optional extra, all the others, if you pay an extra €70, see this interesting wave groovy effect that's going in here. It's a combination of wavy grooves and knurling on this lovely bezel. It can be filled with that same Swiss grade X1 Lume, and that's really interesting. You can have that as a little upgrade. But if I'm being ultra critical, it would have been nice in the price if that was just no cost option for everyone, but I guess there's tight margins in these micro brand companies. I don't like this blue tinge to the AR. I think it would have been nice if it was clear. The blue just, for me, always slightly cheapens any watch. So a watch nearly €800 or €900. Go premium for everything, even with the AR. Now, tactile things, I think it's a testament to a quality of build of a watch and how it's going to make you think it's been engineered. If you feel like the things that you touch and fiddle with, that sounds very dodgy, feel very good. And this 120 click bezel is very nice, very smooth, snappy little clicks. Feels like a Swiss watch, feels like a German watch. It's effectively a nice, tightly engineered, very precise, snickety little bezel. No bounce or play or back rock or anything. It's so tightly engineered. Then this lovely knurled crown with no crown guards on here, and you get a lovely pop when you pull the crown out. Usual affair with a Solita. I've got two watches with Solitas, and you get very smooth hand winding, medium weight to it, to be gentle as you wind it. You don't want to over wind it or stress it, and it's really nice and easy to catch the crown to thread it back in. And that's all leading to your lovely 200 meters of water resist, which I think is a minimum nowadays for a dive style watch or a dive watch. This isn't ISO rated, but it's the kind of watch you can trust on most experiences you're going to go on. Quite a funky, crazy case back, which is screwed down, of course, with the extra gaskets to aid with the water resistance. I think that etched case back looks a bit cheap. I don't think on a watch of this price that is quite up to scratch. I see a lot better, beautiful, deep engraving on the back of Phoebus watches, for example. So this is an example of what I think is a slight letdown on case back design. Bit fun with that angry looking shark and somebody having a bit of a fight with it underwater. It's playful, and I think that's where maybe this black and silver dial version is not as playful as some of the many other more vibrant colour options. There are some amazing options. I think the yellow one would be very cool. And then you've got meteorite dial with red. Very interesting. Getting straight in there with all these different colour options is really good. And I think it really helps the marketplace get plenty of choice. Now, wearability of this watch. I think that's an important thing. The case size is spot on. The only thing that lets it down, as you can see, is that slightly longer look with these end links here. But like I said, that's been sorted out already. It's not going to have that extra long look, and they've adjusted the angle. But this drapes very nicely. It actually conforms on my 7¼ inch wrist really nicely straight away. I think it wear well for 7¼ and above, but with the little mods he's doing to the production model, it's going to fit even better for even more wrist sizes. And this box sapphire is gorgeous. The distortion on it is beautiful. The clarity is good, even around the edges. That's another important thing to note. Often with box sapphire and cheaper watches that have box sapphire, it can be a bit milky around the edges. But this has been very nicely machined and engineered, so you get clarity all the way to the edges and that lovely crisp distortion. Really well done. This is another interesting thing. Don't see this much, and I think it's a shame that you don't see it as much. This is a ladder bracelet, a ladder style, and it's not rocket science to say why it's called a ladder, because it literally looks like a ladder. But you know what's amazing about it? It's lighter. This watch is still heavy, even sized up for me. It's 163 grams, but bear in mind, with this lovely open design you get with the ladder bracelet, it makes it lighter and more breathable and less clammy on the wrist. It's extremely comfortable to wear. You could wear this all day, every day, not worry about it. This would be a very versatile watch to enjoy a lot. The only downside, I think, to this prototype, as you can see here, maybe due to the nature of the design, sometimes it gets a bit, see, that's got stuck. It's just a weird design flaw, I think, of this style of bracelet. Really easy to size up. You get the screw links as well. Again, it must be a given on a watch of this value, considering you can get screw links on watches that cost £100. It's very important to have that. And if you don't want to keep it on this ladder style bracelet, you can pop it off. It's got concealed lugs, if you will, under there. so you can change it out. I really like this dial design. I know it's very simple, but the way everything is proportioned is perfect. The length of the hour hand, where it just kisses the indices here, the perfect length of the minute hand, just kissing the edge of that, looks like a silver record disc spinning around there, and the lovely, very crisp white markers for the minutes, and very clearly stated in text, made in Germany. Taucher's German for diver, and 200 meters, 660 feet. Very simple. So where does this fit in the market? I'd say it's for those of you who maybe not wanting to go down the road of a Christopher Ward, and for the same money want to get something that's from Germany. So instead of going down the British Swiss route, go for a German watch. Double German. Go for something that is true to its roots. It's literally designed, made and everything in Germany, and you're going to get a watch that's got some fun to it. The machining is gorgeous. The brushing is what you'd expect at this price point. And what do we look for with brushing? Very smooth, very consistent. And then if you've got transitions between any polished chamfers, which you've got here, that is so crisp. Absolutely perfect. It's like a knife edge. No over brushing or polishing anywhere. It's what you would expect. And it's very interesting. The key points of the bezel are very legible because those parts are in stainless steel. And then to break it up so it doesn't look too blocky, you've got this lovely ceramic insert with some gloss, which adds class and a bit of light play onto the watch. I think this silver and black version works very well. It's probably my favourite, to be honest. Even though I like vibrant colours, I just think this is the one that's going to work for you the longest, I reckon. So I wonder what you guys think of this watch. You've seen me review it. You've seen it up close. You've seen all the information you're going to need to know. What is your verdict? My verdict, if I'm going to summarise this review in this video, would be, let's answer two questions. One, do I recommend it to you? Yes. You know why? I think it's great. Lots of fantastic attributes. But it's not my money. I'm not spending your money for you. So the next question is, would I spend my own money on this exact watch right now? And the answer to that is no, because I'm currently not in a position to make that kind of buying decision. But it's actually helpful to look at a watch without lusting for it. If I review a watch that's been sent to me and I actually really want it, I'm going to be biased. But if I review a watch which I don't actually want to buy, you're going to get the most clarity and honesty, in my opinion. And I think I'm giving that to you today. I hope it's been as clear as that. That's generally how I review watches on this channel anyway. So thanks for watching this review to the bitter end. If you want more, here's a few links. Hopefully they've come up here. Check out some more of my content. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks again. Bye for now.